end of day 3, headed home with the ponies. I have so many things on my mind, and actually one of the first things that I was just thinking about was in the arena today. I was feeling kind of like I wasn't having trouble. Well, I might have been having a little trouble focusing, but I was thinking on what Julie was saying, but I was thinking to myself, somewhere I hit like a little bit of cognitive overload. And what I was just thinking before I started my video was that I bet I have had that where I'm kind of overloaded in the past at clinics, and I was probably just so anxious and on edge that it didn't that it wasn't as obvious to me when I was kind of in the place that I am right now, or was a couple hours ago, where not that it was bad, but I was definitely thinking pretty hard, but maybe just my bandwidth was a little bit out. There could also just be that because of COVID, I've had more social interaction in the last 3 or 4 days than I've had in the last 8 weeks all in sum. So it's a lot of social interaction, especially since I've had the last 2 weeks off. So anyway, I feel great, and I'm definitely going to be soaking on this for weeks. I'm so excited. I'm so glad we get to come back. Hopefully Amy will come back again too. But horses were great today. Maybe I'm not even ready to articulate my own lesson, but some really good changes with my little horse. She definitely came out better. She came out more attentive. She came out with less worry in her. She also, at the same time, even though she was less worried, she had more of a desire to sort of go forward, which I've had this feeling at home. I noticed some different things today that confirmed some feelings I've had. I've had this feeling about her at home, like she was holding some stuff back. Like there's some energy and there's a lot of life in there that she's been holding back. And yes, today we saw how when she gets really awake, she has a lot of life in her. And that's actually a really good thing. I could see how that'll get you into trouble in a different place. But it's interesting because if I compare her to her sister, I'm not sure. I don't know if her sister has less life in her, or if it's just that Zoe is the more, has a slightly more, is maybe a little bit more worried too. Zoe is just a little bit more of everything compared to her sister, and some of that could just be the year. Bree's like 12 months older, well, maybe 13 or 14 months older, just a little bit more than a year older. So they have, Zoe's just a little pushier than Bree. Zoe's just although she's a little less crabby than Bree, she's just a little less, but she's got a little more life in her than her sister. And yet at the same time, I think in some things might be more confident at least about certain things. So, but again, I do think Zoe's also just a little bit more worried. And so, not that her nature isn't to worry, but she does have a little bit of insecurity in there, which is probably the same reason why she's a little bit more pushy. Because for every ounce that she's pushy, there's an ounce that she's actually worried. Wyatt's like that too. That's how Wyatt makes his. That's how Wyatt. That's a security for him. Oh my God, I'm so much like Wyatt. So it's like that's a thing I do too. So anyway, it was just really nice to have. It was interesting to see the life come out in her, and I've been thinking about how I do think she holds back a little bit. Bree has that spot in her too. And I really noticed a huge shift in her energy today. Her energy today was better than it's been any day. It was more gentle. It's like it wasn't coming at me so much. It was just more like a really strong heartbeat. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but it was really awesome to feel that from her, because Wyatt doesn't give you that exact same feeling. He has that in him, but when he gets to that place, it's not that same level of calm. You know what it is that there's always a part of him that he can get with me at certain times, but most of the time he is still holding back, and he has like a wound with it, whereas and where he's not quite, it's just that little lack of willingness, that little bit of him that he can't quite get back, that no one's taken away from Zoe. And you know, my intention is that nobody ever takes that away from her. So just really cool to feel that from her, because I really felt a big change in her, even just in her stall, by the end of the 3 days. And I think that's something that I've really learned in the last, it's one of those things where COVID has been good for me, unlike it has been terrible for most people, because I've really started to feel the places where I am soaking up other people's energy, and I soak up the horse's energies too. And this was such a, I could just feel her energy and my energy kind of like washing over together and kind of like mixing together. And to be more awake to that myself is really cool, because I think I've always had it in me. And today I'm feeling it more. I'm feeling it so much more. So there are those kind of big meta things. And then just, oh God, let's hope it, fuck. This car just, okay. We're driving down the road, and this car just tried to almost, there's a car in front of me, and then there's the horse trailer. This car almost tried to pass all of us at one time. We're already speeding, if I'm being honest. I should lock this video. Hopefully I remember to do that. Oh, so point being, we really had a good day today, and the horses, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was thinking about that car and about YouTube for a second there. The things that I need to work on, like kind of from a more mechanical point of view. I get so locked up in my feet. And I think it's just because I was never taught to move. And then probably I have some stiffness. I have some physical issues. And I know that I tend to go catatonic when I'm not sure what to do, and somehow those are things that are all wrapped up. And I was really trying hard, and actually I think I was doing it for me, for where I'm at. I was doing a fairly good job of trying to get my feet unlocked, and some of the things that Julie was having me do really helped with that, you know, moving my feet instead of going right to the flag, using my energy. Ooh, that's so nice from the horse's point of view, and I think Wyatt's really going to benefit from that too. So that's good, and certainly I am. And then that created a whole nother, I was watching Julie work with my horse, and I was thinking to myself, like, I was really just feeling my energy in my body, and I was thinking to myself that actually I felt a lot happier since I switched workout routines, at least with my physical health. I kind of had a little, well, I was going to say it was because of COVID, but actually it's because I broke my foot. I mean, I wrecked my foot 10 months ago, and I'm lucky that I have as good of a recovery as I did, because that was a pretty significant injury. But because of that, and because of COVID, and because they were coinciding, I had to take some time off from spin class, and I think actually my back feels better because I've been doing all this core exercises, and I've been doing like cardio core instead. So I if I go back to the gym, I'm probably going to go back to challenge and not to spinning, because I think that's probably a little, I should maybe talk to Anne about it, but I'm actually happier with other than the fact that my calves have shrink size, I'm happier with the way my body looks. I weirdly am like the only person I know that's actually lost a little bit of weight because of COVID, because I've lost some weight on my hips, and it's because of these core exercises that I'm doing, and I don't have time to do all of it. So if I was a professional athlete, I'll be right there. But anyway, this was just a really good day. The clinic had such nice energy. Everybody just had such great energy. So I'm going to end this video. I'm feeling my own energy level tank, but I also feel sort of at peace. I don't have, it's interesting to watch my Fitbit, because it'll be interesting to see what the data says when I take it off tonight. There was a spike when I loaded her the other night, even though she was fine, she was good. The worry was in me, but I did not feel that worry when I went to load her just now. I also didn't, I think something that I need to work on, like a big take home for me from this clinic is something I need to work on, is that I want to rush because I want to get the job done. And I start to feel like other people are making me rush. It's a whole other video. So it's something I need to work on. And I didn't feel like that loading just now, whereas I did feel like that loading before, even though Amy did nothing to make me feel like that. So just thinking about going home, hopefully I'm able to maintain that same energy on the other side, because I also, how she comes out of the trailers is important too. It's not just in going back to her pin and stuff. So although that has not been an issue in the past, and if she unloads as quietly as she went in, it's going to be no problems. So with that, I'm going to end this video, and I think I am going to make a video about the thing I was just talking about.